Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it would seem as though I've been saying for a while that what our fan bases need, and not just Star Wars, I'm talking about Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, all of them, are more responsible YouTubers dedicated to spreading their joy and love and respect for not just these franchises, but the fandoms as well, to combat the relentless toxic sewage that comes from channels that seek to abuse both the franchises and the fandoms for their own personal gain, such as the Fandom Menace. And I was really happy to see that there were more and more channels popping up across the internet of people stepping up to make videos that did in fact critique and criticize the Fandom Menace's talking points and debunk their nonsense and their pandering that they constantly push out to their viewers. However, that's only the first step in the right direction where we need to go. The reason why the Fandom Menace has gotten so prominent across the internet is because they've worked together for years to organize themselves into becoming this essentially a factory of just pandering bullshit news articles and nonsense, where for every one video someone makes criticizing and critiquing one of their videos, they've already pumped out 10 other videos pushing more nonsense that immediately drowns out that one video. However, for most of those channels that I've seen popping up that have their criticisms of the Fandom Menace, many of them aren't fully dedicated to constantly criticizing them, and it's not their main talking point of their channels, which is absolutely fine and respectable. But between that and so many channels not necessarily working together with other people of their community, it really feels like a battle of one versus many. And it's times like these that really get me to think of certain quotes I remember from Star Wars that I think were really fitting for this kind of situation.
There's just too many of them.
But there are more of us, Poe. There are more of us.
But you can imagine my surprise and joy when I came across a channel called Actual Fandom. This content creator has worked with several other YouTubers, including Turf Nation and Organized Chaos, to create the Fandom Initiative. And this is, I believe, the beginning of an organized effort to start combating the nonsense of channels like the Fandom Menace and those who think like them. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited for this. It feels personally like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders, because not that I feel like I've been single-handedly fighting the Fandom Menace all on my own. It's just my channel was never dedicated to doing these kind of videos of debunking their bullshit all the time. And now there's someone that's actually dedicated to that and organizing people to combat them, who frankly has used a lot of the same talking points that I've used in the past.
Well, that actually brings me to something I had written down that I wanted to ask about is like, you know, and I even said in that clip that like, if I was of the opinion, that like Moses Ingram sucks as an actor, Reva's a terrible character written badly, which I don't, but if I did, and then Star Wars, you know, as a company was like, hey, stop being racist, I would not get defensive. And it seems like the Fandom Menace broadly, but what I've seen of them is like a lot of people making the claim that they're attacking the fans. And it's like, if you're not one of those people, they're not attacking you.
I really don't know what looks more suspicious when Lucasfilms goes out of their way to express their distaste for racist comments, shows examples of what they deem as racist and toxic comments, and out of nowhere, completely unnamed and not called out in any way by Lucasfilms, here comes the Fandom Menace leading the charge as they put their hands on their hips and wags a finger in everyone's faces to tell you our opinions are not racist and toxic. And he's starting to become a very successful YouTuber. And they don't just deal with members of the Fandom Menace and basically address every toxic fandom emboldener who use and abuse these fan bases and franchises for their personal gain by calling them out, pointing out the flaws in their logic, and all around debunking their bullshit. And just be clear, I've not been asked to say any of this. This is just me as a genuine fan of these channels who has enjoyed their work, wanting to do my small part in any way to promote these kind of channels which are pushing unity and optimism and acting as ambassadors rather than gatekeepers. And even though their channels are all significantly larger than my own, if there's even one subscriber on my channel that has not yet heard of them, I greatly encourage you to go over there, find them, and subscribe to their channels. If you're interested in hearing people that have similar talking points as myself, that produce really good content, really optimistic content, fun content, and just genuinely enjoyable to listen to. And I have to tell you, this is just a refreshing change of pace that I'm seeing, and it's really filling me with more and more hope every single day, because for a very long time it just sort of felt like this was a hill I was going to die alone on, because even though I knew there were other YouTubers out there, there was no unity to our cause. It's been a fairly ineffective way of combating the nonsense that's peddled by these pander channels. But finding someone that's actually doing the work to unite the fandoms and bring other like-minded YouTubers together to combat these people is, I think, a great cause for celebration. And again, I hope that if this at all intrigues you, you go and give their channels a watch. If you like what you see like I have, definitely subscribe to their channels. This is how we make the change that we want to see on the internet, to make it a better place for not just your average fan, but just everyone. Because the longer we remain divided and acting as individuals, we're probably not going to get as far as where I believe the Fandom initiative is going to go. So with that being said, I hope you give them a look and give them a subscribe. I also hope you'll take that time to subscribe to my channel. I'm really hoping to break 800 subscribers before the end of this year. I've got less than 50 to go. I feel like that's a reasonable goal to make. And I hope to see you in my next video. See you guys. Oh, and have a happy new year and Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, just all the holidays, all of them.